Before any decision can be made, there has to be a motive. Some people confuse motive with interest. Interest is just attention. But there has to be a motive. A motive is basically, if you think about someone has a problem, they also have a motive. Every problem has a motive. And it's basically a motive to solve that problem. And this is why advertisements today spend millions of dollars in marketing, because they understand that they can market, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get everyone. But you know who they will get? The people who give their attention, that's the interest, and have motive at the exact time that they see that advertisement. And so if we use the example that I just gave of us going to a restaurant and we have this motive, our motive is because we're hungry or because we want pork ribs, we'll notice that we are pre-framed by the restaurant by having succulent pictures, right, of the dish, as well as a catchy name, as well as a summary of what's included in the dish. And then we learn of the price. Make sense? So I want you to pay attention to that order, because in so many ways, the pitch, it's ultimately the way I adjusted my pitch that created the desire to act now. And so let me give you the reason why it worked, is because when I was doing a pitch and I found that I was getting that objection of, oh yeah, let me go ahead and think about it, I noticed that those pitches were because it was very general statements. It was very vague, right? In other words, I was using the name that I could have got it from a butcher, right? Like if we use the example of the pork ribs, instead of call it Mama's Special Pork Ribs or giving it some classy name, I was just using very vague statements like, oh yeah, I got ribs. And let me elaborate. So when I was talking to my prospects, instead of saying, I can pay off your Visa, your Discover, and your MasterCard that you're currently paying $600 per month each, which equivalates to $1,800. Instead of saying that, which is precise and direct to the person that I was pitching, I was saying, hey, I could pay off these 3 credit cards and save you money. Make sense? Or I was saying very vague statements of, I'm going to help you pay off your credit card. What does that mean, bro? Right? And what I noticed was that when I started looking at sales in a different way, and I really understood the components of marketing, selling, and closing, I understood now that those were 3 different things. And more importantly, I understood that interest and motive are 2 different things. And I have to find those 2 pieces in order to put them into the funnel of the marketing, the selling, and the closing.